Itsuki Nakano, Ichika Nakano, Yatsuba Nakano, and Nino Nakano. All of these characters are characters that I love immensely, and I've made videos on all of these characters and why I believe the writing held within them is excellent. However, my love for these 4 characters pales in comparison for my love for the best quintuplet in the series, the quintessential quintuplet. That quintuplet being Miku Nakano. That's right, today's video will be about Miku Nakano, and why I simply love the character. So grab some popcorn because I have a lot to say about this character. And before we go, there may be some spoilers for the quintessential quintuplets manga, so perhaps look out for that if you're an anime only, and skip to this timestamp for my final thoughts on this character. But without further ado, let's talk about why I just simply adore the character of Miku Nakano. Starting with the first thing I must compliment Miku on, it's her design and how brilliant it is. Starting with her high school design, I love it. I love how the hair covering a portion of her face signifies the uncertainty and lack of confidence Miku holds within herself. I find the headphones not only go really well with her specific length of hair, but also cute and funny because we hardly ever see them used properly. I'm also a big fan of the color blue, and seeing Miku wear that blue school uniform is always a joy to see. Quite honestly, Miku's high school design might be my favorite design in the entire series, even beating out something like Itsuki or Yatsuba's. It's that good. And adult Miku's design is just as amazing. I believe adult Miku's design shows that she's now sure of herself, and she's sure what path in life she wishes to pursue, signified by her face no longer being covered by her hair. And honestly, I find myself often drawn to her design more than the other quins, even beating out Itsuki's adult design, which is brilliant. Overall, the design of adult Miku is something I love, and definitely something I can appreciate about the character of Miku Nakano. I also love how much Miku loves Futo in this series. I think it's adorable how obvious Miku can be about it, yet it's always subtle enough to not completely alert Futo in many instances. Scenes like the confession in the living room perhaps, or maybe falling in the water, or maybe even Miku cooking for Futaro. It shows how much she loves him and how serious she is about her love, and I love that so much. Honestly, the way she expresses her love towards Futo is maybe my favorite out of all the quintuplets. The only 2 who even come close being Itsuki, who shows a different kind of love, and Yatsuba. And how much Miku loves Futo is definitely something that I love about the character of Miku Nakano. Another thing I love about Miku is how adorable she can be throughout the entire series. I always find it adorable how she always tries to win over Futo through her own methods, such as baking the bread, or really showing her true feelings, such as in the living room scene, which is cut from the anime for whatever reason, but whatever. But I think my favorite scene which shows Miku's feelings for Futo and how cute she goes about it is during the school trip arc, where she can't bring herself to say that she's alright with sleeping next to Futo, but at the same time, she cannot stand the thought of someone else to be next to Futo, so she comes up with the idea of everyone looking similar, so Futo doesn't know who he slept next to, and I think it's brilliant! I also love how adorable Miku can be when she speaks her minds with things not entirely regarding Futo, such as the penguin scene which shows Futo her dreams and the path in life she wishes to follow, or the school festival where she explodes on a couple of arguing kids. And of course, I love how adorable Miku can get when she gets flustered. There's far too many moments of this to count, but just know that she is by far the cutest of the quintuplets when Miku gets flustered around Futo, and I love it. Overall, I love how adorable Miku can be in the series, and it's definitely something that I believe is worthy of being the best girl in the series of the quintessential quintuplets, and definitely something that I love. Yet another reason why I love Miku is because how funny she can be in this series at times. From arguing with Nino to teasing Futo, I found Miku to be extremely funny at certain points in the story, although of course nowhere near the levels of say Yatsuba or Itsuki. Another thing I love about Miku is how she never becomes stagnant in the story. Unlike someone like Nino, Miku is always growing as a character and stays interesting in the story, and I love that. And while we're talking about Miku always growing as a character, always developing, let's speak on why her development is honestly so amazing and why I enjoy it so much. Of course, at the start of the series, one can say that Miku is in a slump. She doesn't apply herself to anything outside of history and feels inferior to her sisters in many regards. However, with the introduction of Futo in her life, Miku finds someone who believes in her and washes away this feeling of inferiority to her sisters during their battle of history. And just a quick side note, but Miku looks hilarious in this outfit of armor, and I just had to mention it. After this eventful battle of history, Miku is seen to be constantly applying himself to things outside of history, and is constantly growing as a person, yet still extremely reserved and soft-spoken due to her insecurities that still involved herself. Yet even with these insecurities, she continues to follow through with her passions, one of them being baking. And as the series continues, and as we see Miku grow and grow, yet become more fearful of her relationship regarding Futo, and at some points, she can hardly even face him at times. However, she's able to grow out of this shell of insecurity and begins to become far more forward with her feelings after Futo finds her in his Grandma Eggs arc, in what is quite possibly my favorite scene in the entire series. Yet Miku's development doesn't stop here, with becoming more forthcoming with her feelings regarding Futo and breaking out of her shell. We're able to see Miku grow more passionate for her dreams regarding baking, and we are able to see her fully commit to this path of lifestyle without any regrets in the penguin scene. Yet another wonderful scene regarding Miku's character development. And when the series finally ends, we are able to take Miku's character development in full view, which is taking her from a closed-off individual afraid to attempt new things due to her insecurities, someone who is true to themselves, someone who believes in the path they're taking, and someone who truly believes they are capable in the decisions that they make. All in all, I love Miku's development throughout the story. Being able to grow from this shy girl with inner depth to truly someone who's proud of themselves is amazing, and I adore this development, and it is definitely something I love about the character of Miku Nakano. Another thing I love about Miku is how she always tries to help out her sisters. This can be seen in a multitude of situations, such as helping Nino move on from her past, or Chika with her true feelings regarding graduation, and how it conflicts with her occupation as an actress. Or maybe even how Miku helps out Yatsuba by telling her to stop being hesitant with Futo, and to also keep her sister's feelings in mind. I think all these scenes are brilliant in showing how much Miku cares for her sisters and how she always tries to help out with them, and while she might not be as forward with her feelings, such as Nino or Yatsuba, she loves them all the same, and I love that about her character. Yet another thing I love about Miku is how good she is at impersonating her sisters. I believe this not only shows how Miku is insecure of herself, showcased by her perhaps wishing that she is like her sisters in a sense, once again bringing up her feeling of inferiority towards them, but also shows how cute she is. Honestly, with how much Miku dresses up as and impersonates her sisters, you think she'd be the actress of the family, not Ichika. But in all seriousness, I do love how Miku impersonates sisters, as it does showcase her insecurities, but it is also very cute and just something I love. And the final thing I adore about the character of Miku Nakano is where her character concludes at the end of the series. Oh yes, I did slightly touch on this in her development. I believe it is important for me to do so again. Miku's character ending with her being sure of her capabilities and finally brushing aside all insecurities is amazing. It really shows how much she has grown throughout the series, and I find it phenomenal. So in conclusion, I'm rather fond of the character of Miku Nakano for so many reasons, some more silly than others. I love her design, her character arcs, her relationships with other characters, how she grows, and where she ends up as a character, how cute she can be, etc. There's just so many reasons. And now, having finished writing 5 videos on the quintessential quintuplets, having read the series over and over again, I believe I finally found the best girl in the series in my opinion, that being Miku Nakano. And I don't see this opinion changing anytime soon. I simply love this character so much, and I couldn't have asked for a better written girl in this brilliant series. And Maid Miku, baby! You thought I forgot about the brilliance that is Maid Miku? You're mistaken. Maid Miku is only second to Maid Iris in perfection, and she's so great. Even more reasons why to love Miku, because Maid Miku is perfection. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Yes, it's sort of long. Maybe a bit of this is just simple rambling, but it's because I just had so much to say about the character of Miku Nakano and why I love her. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hope to see you on the next one. Peace.